Yo, what's up, sluts? Today we're talking about Demon Slayer: The Infinity Castle! Yes! So, part 1 of The Infinity Castle is finally released, and I saw it in theaters yesterday. It was so good. Spoiler, there's gonna be a lot of spoilers in this video. Even if you have seen the movie, there will be spoilers to other media of Demon Slayer. So, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff, including manga and the movie. So, let's just get into it. So, I saw this movie with my friend Mateo. You guys know him very well. And with my brother Reese. We did go with Mateo's mother. So, because you do need an adult after that long. Even though I'm literally there. But I don't really look like an adult. So, I don't know if they would actually let us in. So, we needed her to come with us. But it was so good to the point. Just keep in mind, Mateo's mom is not an anime watcher. She does not watch anime. She doesn't even really watch TV that much. She sat through 3 hours of this, or 2.5 hours, and said it was very good. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. And this movie was so good. We all can agree the pacing was good too. I gotta admit, the pacing was good, but we have to wait 2 years until the next movie. That's the only thing that's holding me back from this. But let's just talk about everything. First of all, this movie. Oh yeah, also Mateo dressed up as Tanjiro. By the way, it was so cool. So I'm clapping. But yeah, he dressed up as Tanjiro because I have the kimono and he had the under clothes. So he was Tanjiro when we went. And there was while we were walking out, we saw a kid dressed as Tanjiro. It was so funny. So yeah, as if you guys saw my last video, I reviewed Demon Slayer. I'm gonna connect to that kind of. So my friend Mateo told me to watch Demon Slayer, so I did, and so he is a big fan. He started watching anime from Dragon Ball, and he's always said that was his favorite anime. But as we were walking out of that movie, he said that Demon Slayer is his favorite anime, which I cannot even disagree with. This Demon Slayer is the best anime of this generation. I don't give a fuck about what you guys say. This is the best anime to come out of this generation. You could argue that, like, I don't even know. You can argue that maybe, man, I don't even know. Like, there's not many good animes that have come out of this generation that are as good as Demon Slayer. If you guys can give me, Soul Leveling's good. You got, Dandadan's decent. You got anime like that, but nothing. I don't think any anime will compete to Demon Slayer of this generation. It's just phenomenal. This movie was so peak. It continues right after the Hashira training arc. It was absolute peak. I don't even know how to explain how good this movie was. But Demon Slayer has moved up to one of my favorite shows of all time. There's just so many good things that they were able to do with this movie. They finally gave my boy Zenitsu some fighting screen time, and he finally fought his friend, or his, I don't even know, what do you call it, his partner or whatever, which I was able to theorize as a non-manga reader. Like, I read manga, but I don't read the Demon Slayer mangas. I only have the first one. But somehow I was able to know that was him. Just because of the way he was, I was able to guess it. And I was so happy I did. And just remember, Zenitsu created his own breathing style. Like, bro. Oh my gosh. You can tell that I'm still geeking out about this movie. There's so much to talk about this movie. Akaza versus Giyu is so fucking lit. I'm getting too excited. This movie was so good. When we were in that theater, keep in mind, the movie's been out for a minute now. We saw it last night, and there was this scene where Tanjiro, or not Tanjiro, Giyu was about to be punched by Akaza, and Tanjiro zoomed in and slashed his cheek, or slashed his Akaza's face or something. The gasps of the audience gave me shivers just because the theater was dead quiet. And then you hear the slash, and then you hear people were like, holy shit, this guy just did that. And then you see Akaza pull a Rengoku. He pulls what he did to Rengoku and does it to Giyu. And so I thought his arm went into Giyu, you know. But it didn't. He didn't stab his arm into Giyu because Tanjiro was so fast, he was able to slash that MFer's arm clean off. Bro. And then that ending with Akaza just ending up killing himself, basically, was so good for his character. And I say that because I really, really hate Akaza. I really hate him. More than anything, I hate him. This movie made him one of my favorite villains in all of Demon Slayer. That says so much about this movie. And I really hated him because he killed off Rengoku, who was one of my favorite Hashira. And so I was kind of hated him. I also don't like his voice actor. Because, as I said, or I didn't say this, but he plays Mahito from Jujutsu Kaisen, who kills off my favorite Jujutsu Kaisen character, Nanami. So I was kind of, whenever I hear his voice, I'm like, that bitch! But in this movie, they somehow hit me like him. And so, I just respect him so much. Surprisingly, I didn't cry in this movie. I cry at a whole lot of shit. I cry at some of the stupidest shit. And if you don't know what I mean, I cried hard at Rengoku. I mean, sobbing, crying. I cried when, if you think of other movies, Superman. There's a scene in Superman, the 2025, where a building is about to fall on a lady in a car, and he picks up the building and, lifts it off, and you can see her driving away, and you see him in the smoke. I cried there. I genuinely cried there. I will cry at the stupidest shit in movies. I didn't cry at this movie. And, Shinobu I thought was probably going to get me, because I do know the manga. I do know who dies. I know who doesn't, to a certain point. So I do know that she was going to die. I didn't know she was going to die in this. But that did kind of... It made me sad, but I didn't shed a single tear. And I don't know why. The Doma versus her, that fight was pretty sick, actually. I kind of like that fight. But, yeah, I didn't cry. I also didn't cry during Akaza's backstory, which I was really surprised about, because his backstory seems like something would have made me cry. I'm gonna rewatch the movie, I think, in a few days, because it's on what's it called? Don't tell anybody, it's on AnyWatch. Don't tell anybody I'm watching on there. But, yeah, it's on there. So I might rewatch it in sub, because I do want to see his backstory. But, again. But, I think I'll cry, just because his backstory is so sad. I've cried at almost every single Hashira's backstory, and every single Demon Slayer backstory. Like, I cried at Moichiro's backstory, Gyome's backstory, most of them. And so I thought I was gonna cry, but I didn't. There were a lot of people crying in that theater, though. Surprisingly, I heard people crying pretty hard at his backstory. Now that I think about it, it was really, really, really fucking sad. I'm gonna rewatch the movie for sure, a few times probably. But yeah, just everything about the movie was so perfect. Mateo, my friend, his favorite character is Zenitsu, so he was kind of happy he got some screen time. My favorite character is Gyome, so I was kind of sad he didn't get too much screen time. But I do love my boy Zenitsu. I love bro. And then, dude, I was literally like I was literally like hovering over my seat. I was sitting straight up when Tanjiro was like, I can smell his blood. Like he was just like, I can see through him. I can see his organs. I can see him. When his eyes just turned bright red, and he just Giyu sees him walking behind Akaza, and Akaza doesn't even know. I got fucking shivers down my back. I got shivers down my back, bro, all the way to my asshole, and I'm not even like dead ass. I'm not even lying. That was so awesome. It was so awesome seeing Tanjiro be like that. Just like you're not expecting him to be like that. It was amazing. It was amazing. I really don't know what to say about this movie other than it was 3 hours of peak. I would not even mind going again to go see it. It does suck. We have to wait 2 years. In 2027, we're gonna get the next one, and then probably in 2029 we'll get the very next one. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we'll get the next movie next year. I'd really be happy about that. Maybe in December of next year, I would be very happy about that. But I do know that this is, it's hard to make this type of shit. Very hard. But then you got to think, they got so much money for this movie that they probably have enough money to hire as many, writers or artists as possible to draw this. But I'm hoping they come out with the second one pretty soon, because we don't know what happened to Kanao versus Domo. We don't know what happened to Zenitsu. Well, we do know what happened to Zenitsu. We don't know what happened to Inosuke. We don't know what happened to Muichiro and Gyome. We don't know what happened to Genya. We don't know what happened to Obanai and Mitsuri. We don't know what happened to them. Giyu and Tanjiro are just passed out, bro, from the fight with Akaza, which I'm not surprised about. I don't know how they're not dead. But, that ending, where they're just like, the Infinity Castle is expanding, gave me shivers. I'm so excited for the next movie. I really am. If I had to rate this movie, I would easily give it a 9 out of 10. And the reason for that, it would be a 10 out of 10, but there wasn't enough, how do I say it? You know what, fuck it. This is a 10 out of 10. I was just trying to make myself sound cool by saying there was something wrong with it. This movie's a 10 out of 10. Okay? This is a 10 out of 10 anime movie. I really enjoyed it. There were so many good things. It is just as good as the Mugen Train movie. And I'm really happy I was able to go see this in theaters, because I have never gone and saw an anime movie in theaters before. I have not been fortunate enough. One of my favorite characters is Broly from Dragon Ball. He's my favorite anime character of all time. One of them. He's my second favorite anime character of all time. They came out with a new movie, Dragon Ball Super Broly, and I wanted to go see that in theaters, but sadly we didn't have, money for that at the time, so my dad ended up buying it from home, and we watched it from home, and it was absolute peak. But this was my first time ever seeing an anime movie in theaters, and I'm so happy it was. I really am. I think for the second movie I'm gonna go on opening night, but yeah, I don't know what else to say about this movie except of how fucking good it was. I would recommend go watch it before it leaves America. Please go watch it. Please, please. It is so peak. So yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this little, I guess, just geek out moment for me. I needed to talk about this movie to somebody. So yeah, sorry for my language, by the way. I get all hyper when I talk about this type of stuff. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. And if you did, leave a big fat thumbs up. Tell me if there's any other anime you want me to review, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.